Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do kind of like a chit chat video. I have not been in a video in a really long time. I actually got ready for work. Like I'm in my scrubs. And then I got a text from my work that said I don't work at 8, I work at 10. My first patient's at 10. So I have 2 hours to kill. This is the perfect time for me to be able to just talk to you guys. All 3 of my cats are in here. So Evie doesn't want to be in here, but I know that he, at the same time, if I don't have him in here, he will dig at the door, and I don't want to hear like a loud noise from them like playing or chasing each other, so I just figured they can't really chase each other around in here, so they are just kind of lounging around. Anyway, things I want to talk about today are my allergy testing first. I have my paperwork right here, so I think I'll just get into that, and then just kind of like chit chat stuff, random things. So if you don't like vlog style random chit chat, this is probably not the video for you, which is perfectly fine. I'll see you guys in my next video then. You can click out whenever. So those of you who do know, I had allergy testing. It was done back in October, and I haven't been able to really sit down and film anything until then. I did allergy testing because I've been seeing this skincare doctor for several years now and had an issue even longer than that. I think it leads back to like 2013. I want to think that it was the year that I started my YouTube channel. That year, I slowly started developing this like weird rash on my arms, like the outside. Not like in your armpit, which is like yeast or something, a very common. I have a guitar in here and it's like the sound is echoing through the guitar, so I'm sorry if you hear an echoing sound. But I guess that's really common, just like directly under your arms, and that can be really painful. This is like the outside here and then the outside here. It will get red and like bumpy, like a red bumpy rash. TMI maybe? I don't know, but this is like why I'm doing the allergy testing. So I went to my doctor, my regular doctor at the time. She gave me triamcinolone cream. It's a steroid. Evie, are coming back over here? No, not quite yet. I do have water by me. I might need to drink because I am sick, so I'm sorry if I sound like nasally. I'm more sick today than I feel like I have been. Hey B, don't do that. B, come here. Just come sit right here. B, come sit right here, bud. Come sit right here. Come on, it's okay. Come on. We might have a cat cameo. Come on, buddy. Come here. Oh, look at this big beast. This guy is getting really chunky. Ooh, you sit down right there. Yeah, that's a good spot. Sorry for this distraction. He'll be good once he's sitting. Okay, now he's sitting. Good boy. Okay, so I went to the doctor. They gave me a cream. I put it on my arms. They said do it like 2 times a day until it's gone. It took like 2 days and it was gone, and it was gone for like 6 months. And all of a sudden it came back, so I used that cream again. Hey, it worked really well. And so this trend was going for like a couple years where it would be like every 6 months or every 4 months, every 3 months. It slowly started getting closer and closer together to eventually where it was all the time. And I ran out of that cream. They given me different creams. Then they recommended I go see the skincare specialist. We tried to do a bunch of different creams. It's not yeast. It's not bacterial. I had a spot removed where they biopsied it to see if it was something else. It came back as like contact dermatitis or something. It was just like inflammation of the hair follicle is what it said. So it gave no answers from that biopsy. Which is clearly it was inflammation of my hair follicle, which is why you had the rash. So it was pretty much inconclusive. And then, you know, I tried like Eucrisa, which is really expensive. That's for eczema. That didn't work. I thought, is it heat rash? Because I've gained weight off and on through since 2013, but really more so when I started my medication that I'm taking, which is very expensive and it can cause you to gain weight. And I also in trials, took a couple of other medications, and they made me gain weight as well. So, struggling to lose the weight. I really need to start getting back to the gym now that it's still daylight when I leave work. It's kind of miserable when it's dark outside and you want to go to the gym, but it feels like you should be going to bed instead. So, all of that to say, I I'd pretty much exhausted everything I could do, and they said it's time to do allergy testing. So they did a patch test. They did it all down my back. I brought in all of my products that I use on a regular basis, not like not like every product I own, because those aren't the things I use on a regular basis, but I brought in my Proactive face wash and this other face wash I have from Garnier, my shampoo and conditioner. The thing is, they didn't use like all of my stuff, you know, like my face lotion and shaving cream and shower gels and whatever, because anything that rinses off, they didn't need to use. But I don't know, what if I'm like really allergic to it and it only takes, you know, like there's margin for error, or however I would say that. EB, don't do that. Come on, man. Don't do that. Just come back and sit down. No, don't do that either. Why you gotta rub your face on things? Come on, buddy. You're so whiny. You're so whiny. Just come sit down. I feel like I have cat hair in my eye now. This is going to be like the whole video of me doing that. Come on, bud. Just sit down. I feel like you're going to get into something. I should have locked you out. But then you'd want to come in. Now that you're in, you want to get out. You're never happy. Okay, so yeah, I'd pretty much like exhausted everything that I could do. And allergy testing was the next thing. So yeah. So I had all my products, and they said, well, you really don't have very many products compared to some people. Some people bring in like 50 things that they want tested, and each... EB! Oh my gosh. Okay, I just paused to scold EB. By scold, I just mean like say, stop it. I don't really yell at him. And then Felix just threw up on a coffee table that I have stored in here. It's just like an extra coffee table with a blanket on it. I will clean it up when the video is done. I can't do it right now, or I will like throw up. Okay. So this video is a disaster already. I'm sorry. So I have the patches. There were, how many? Almost 100, or maybe there were more than 100 things that they test you for. Oh, I gotta clean that throw up. Okay, I'm back. I had to clean that throw up. It smelled really bad. If you're a cat owner, you know that, like, anything is, like, fair game for them to throw up on. So, it's like, don't bother having nice things. All of them are out of here now. Doors closed. Hopefully there's no more distractions. So, my allergy testing was on a Monday through a Friday. You go in on Monday, you get the patches on. On Wednesday, you get the patches taken off, and they mark you up with things that you, like, spots you're having reactions already. They use highlighter and permanent, like, I don't know if it's permanent marker, but a marker that to outline in black all of the grids that you have. It's not a scratch test, it's a patch test. So they have like fabric patches kind of, and they kind of like inject into whatever. So the patch touches your skin, but it's not scratched in. That's different. That would be like more of from an allergist type of allergy testing. So, I started noticing, okay, so then on Friday, then you go get the final thing read to see what you're allergic to and what you're not allergic to. There's a varying degrees of allergies too. Like you can test positive for a reaction to this, or, you know, a true allergy to this, or that type of thing. Oh my gosh. And, so I could tell by Wednesday things were starting to itch. I couldn't work the whole week. I did work on Friday in the morning. I only had a few patients, and then I went into my appointment, which was at like 10 a.m. So I worked from like 7 to 9 or 7 to 10 and had an appointment at 11 or something like that. Sorry if you can't see me. I can't really tell how bright I am. I'm hoping I'm bright, but I don't look very bright in the like camera thing. So yeah, I could tell things were starting to itch, specifically a couple spots up high, a couple spots down low. So I knew I was going to have like some type of an answer, and ultimately they only wrote down a few of them. Now, because I like to do my own testing at home, I actually looked at my back and I could see like where they wrote 1 through 10, 11 through 20, you know, like all the numbers or whatever. And you could Google an entire list of the things that they would test you for. Gosh, I can't remember what it was that I searched, but if you just search like US allergy patch test or something, it's going to give you like a PDF you can download that has like an entire list of the 90 something or 100 something things that they test for. And so I know that they didn't write down, but I had, like, for some reason I had like redness and itchiness to a couple different things, and they said they weren't like true allergies, but they were like positive reactions. So I don't really know what that means. We didn't go into like specific details about that, but formaldehyde was one of them. Formaldehyde is in a lot of things that you don't even realize. A lot of fabrics, dyes, products. It's in fabrics where they try and like, it's in scrub fabric specifically to help make them more antibacterial, if that makes sense, to make a fabric less likely to hold bacteria. There's a lot of different things. We use formaldehyde at my work for different things. It's in so much, but especially for some reason it's in skincare products. And so I have this strong feeling that formaldehyde is part of the problem, but it wasn't one of the things that they gave me as like my positive reactions. So fragrance mix 1, which is in, it's basically like a bundle of all these different things that they use in fragrances. I'm not gonna like read them all, but they are right there if you want to pause the video and look at them. They're all right here. That fragrance mix 1, it's like, look at any product and it has it in it. It's really annoying. Fragrance mix 2, which, you know, they were telling me you're allergic to fragrances. One of the most positive reactions that I had was my Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture perfume. What is that? I'm getting light. So this is helpful, but at the same time, it's like, this coumarin is in a lot of things. Eugenol is in a lot of things. Isoeugenol is in a lot of things. It's like, I'm just going to have to avoid every product. I don't think I'm going to like that light there. Another one that I was allergic to was benzocaine. Benzocaine is like Orajel. If you've ever had a toothache and you've bought Orajel, benzocaine is in that. This light's really going to annoy me. I should close that curtain. And it has like a million different names. Ambisol is like the Orajel Ambisol that you can buy over the counter, but I use benzocaine at my work. It helps numb people's gums before I would numb them up. Some people like me to put it on before I just clean their teeth because their gums are sensitive. There's a lot of different reasons, but I have to be really careful around that. Now, I've never noticed a reaction, but I've never really paid attention to a reaction either. And then the last one was Cobalt 2, or Cobalt. And we have no idea, like the doctor and I had no idea what I would be coming across that has Cobalt. He doesn't think it's that. We don't think it's Cobalt, we don't think it's benzocaine. He thinks it's all the fragrances. The thing is, if I took out the fragrances, which he suggested from the very beginning, then I would have had a change. So I've bought native deodorant that was completely unscented. I've bought, and I haven't even shown it yet because I didn't do a haul, but I've already tried it, the Vanity Cream deodorant and the Vanity Cream antiperspirant deodorant. They are both completely unscented. They should be 100% safe for me to use and not get a rash. And guess what? Still got the rash. So I've exhausted pretty much everything I can do. So now he said that if it doesn't work, I need to go see an allergist. And of course, I gave it like a really good go for the unscented native in like November and December. I gotta do something about this light. Okay, I'm sorry if it's like a lot darker in here, but I could not stand that light on my forehead. So I gave it a good go for November and December with that native, and then I purchased the Vanity Cream and I tried that in January, and it, like all of January, and it didn't do anything. I liked both of them. I mean, they're good products, but, and I'll talk about that Vanity Cream in a haul. That's supposed to be like, if you need completely unscented, like the simplest form of anything, that's what you should get, and it didn't work. So, yeah, he told me that I would need to see an allergist, so I've kind of been procrastinating. I have so many other things going on, but I do need to call and schedule to get into an allergist. So that's pretty much it for my allergy testing. Now, I think for a lot of other people, it would probably be really helpful. But for me, I just, and you know, and I just had this feeling. I was like, am I allergic? Is it something I'm eating and I'm sweating out and I'm allergic to my own sweat? Or is it because like the friction of my arms, because I've gained weight, like my arms are rubbing against each other? I noticed that if I'm hot or sweat, either like in my sleep or working out or during the day, it makes it worse. We thought about the fact that I might be allergic to polyester fabric, and that's not something that they test you for. So I may have to try and switch to all cotton shirts and not scrubs. Now I wear a long sleeve jacket at my work. It's navy blue that my work provides me with, so that we're all wearing like the same color. And underneath that I could just wear like a cotton shirt. But I've worn cotton shirts like around on days that I'm not working, and the rash doesn't get better. It can sometimes get worse. So I don't even know if it's the fabric. I'm pretty much lost. I don't know what to do. I know I don't want to live like this. Right now I have to use the Triamcinolone cream, which is the only thing that really works. There's hydrocortisone valerate that I also use. That one kind of works, but not as well. But you can't use steroids long term. And I've also thought, like, well, maybe it's because I've used it so much now I'm just like almost like it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, or I'm self-inflicting by, like, my body's so used to having it that if it doesn't have that steroid, it just wants to have a reaction, and I'm not even allergic to anything. And so I've thought about like weaning myself away from it. And I'm telling you, once it starts itching, it's so bad. It interferes with your life and just annoys the crap out of you. So you don't get very far. Like, I've gotten like a week into it, and then I've said, no, I can't go any longer, because I thought, well, I'm just gonna, you know, cut it out and see what happens. I've also tried not using it on one arm and still using it on the other, so that I'm only like suffering in one arm at a time. And I'm telling you, it just gets so bad that I just give up, and I'm like, no, I gotta put this cream on and make this go away, because it just itches like crazy. You don't realize how much something rubs against your arms until you have an issue with it. It's not a reaction to any medication that I've been taking. I take birth control pills, and I've been taking them, same ones, for years. And the medication I take now, I started taking in like 2014 or 2015. So the only thing that coincides with this is that I really started working more. I graduated and started working as a hygienist in 2012, beginning of 2012. And in 2013, when I went from like just kind of filling in, working part-time, and then working more in 2013, more frequently, more days, wearing scrubs more, that's when things started to increase. So in my mind, I connect it to like my scrubs, but I don't know. I just don't know. I have no idea. And I try and Google it, and there's, every time that you Google like a rash under your arms, it comes up like right in the center where you would shave, where everybody's getting like yeast infection rashes. So it doesn't help me at all. There's only been one picture where I've actually seen like someone have the same thing as me, where it's almost like a ring around. It's not ringworm either. Like they've already tested me for everything, but I've only seen one picture. And then when you like link to that website that picture's attached to, it doesn't give you like any good information whatsoever. So I don't know what to do. If you have any advice, please let me know. And it can't just be to like change to a different product, because I swear I've tried everything. So that's it for my allergy testing. So helpful, yeah. I know I'm allergic to certain things. I try not to put perfume directly on my skin now. I will put it on my clothes. But I've never had a reaction. And the thing is, if I'm allergic to fragrances, I have fragrance in my, my face lotion, my body lotion. I use Bath & Body Works products. Why would I not have a rash anywhere else if it was scented products? So anything that's in Bath & Body Works lotions or shower gels, that's part of this like fragrance mix. I can these fragrance mixes 1 and 2, I can pretty much count on as not being the issue, since I put it on my legs, my arms, and you know, like everywhere. So it can't be that. So that's it for that. Sorry for drinking my water. Other than that, it was May of last year that I decided that I wanted to pay off my student loans. My student loan payments are like $312 a month. And I always paid like a little bit more. $320, $350, I'd round it up, whatever. And then last year I just decided, why am I doing this? I need to be paying more. I want to pay off my student loans. I want to get rid of them. It was partially because I had like found Dave Ramsey, and I don't follow his plan to a T. There's no way I'm going to drain my bank account in order to pay off the debt. I'm just not going to do it. But I did decide I wanted to slowly over time change my budgeting habits a lot and pay my student loans off faster. So I think at the time I had, I don't know, $12,000 to $14,000 left on my student loans. And I thought, I'm going to try and pay this off before the end of the year. Now, I know I could have done it if I had worked really, really hard, like Dave Ramsey, Gazelle, Intense. I could have done it. But, I mean, I could have done it right away just by, like, taking money out of my savings, but I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to, like I said, slowly change my habits. So I increased my amount that I paid each month to, like, $600, and then like for a couple months or something like that, and I would put like extra payments, things I sold for D-stashes. I would pay extra money, and then I started thinking, okay, $600 from each paycheck, so I was doing $1,200 a month, and then it was like, oh, wherever I can get extra money, and then some paychecks I'd be able to do $800 and like different things like that. So not to be like too into detail about it, but my goal was to pay it off before the end of the year. I did not do that, but I am slated to pay it off by probably mid-April. So once I knew that I was behind from different things that cost me money, I had to get 4 new tires for my car, which was like $1,000, and you know, different stuff like that. I bought my car, which was a lease, taking on a new debt for that. I put $3,000 down on it. I probably should have put more, but I only wanted to put $3,000 because I was really like focused on my student loans instead. And those things just put me a little bit more behind because I had saved up that like $3,000 to put down. And so anyway, I have about $2,500 left, and so I will pay it off. It'd be nice if I could pay it off before the end of March, but I don't think that's going to happen. So it's probably going to take me until mid-April. But I am super excited. I feel like I've worked really hard. Student loan debt is one of those things that's just so common that people just kind of, I mean, a lot of people that I work with are like, oh, I'm just going to have student loans till I die, or I'm just going to pay the minimum until it's gone. I don't really care. It doesn't really bother me. But to me, it bothers me, and I want it gone. I don't like that monthly payment. I want as few monthly payments on things as possible. And I also want to pay off my car. And so I just wanted to get rid of it. And I was going to say something about it, but I don't remember. Oh, it's difficult because you either graduated with no student loans and you're very, very, very lucky, and you got really good head start on life, because graduating with no student loans is amazing. I had a couple friends that graduated with me in my hygiene program, and they did not have any student loans, and then here I graduated with a lot. And my tuition was, I think it was like between $55,000 and $60,000. I can't remember. I did get grants. I was lucky enough to get grants and scholarships, which was a little less than $20,000 of it. So the rest of it was up to me to pay. I didn't really have help from my parents. My parents have too many kids, and they have to take care of their own financial stuff. They have their own health issues that their money needs to go to, not me. And I told them I don't want them to help me. I can do it myself. I'm responsible enough. So, yeah, it's been a long struggle, but it has been totally worth it. I can't wait to say that I've made my last student loan payment. Like, I feel like I'm so close, and I'm so tempted to just take money out of my savings just to pay it off. But I've learned so much since last May about my budgeting and how much money I have left over, what I spend the most on. Oh my gosh, I'm going to start coughing. And yeah, what I spend my money on, and I've just learned a lot. I feel like I've gained more value in slowly paying it off over the course of the last like almost year, a little less, than I would have if I had just taken out like a bulk payment out of my savings and paid it off. So, you know, I paid interest. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't very much. So, I mean, it's more than I should have paid. I could have just paid it all off and I would have been better financially, but I don't like feeling like I'm draining my savings in order to do that. Sorry, this thing whistles. I think I talked about that in another video. So there's that. So I haven't gotten any trips. I haven't been spending money. I'm very lucky that I wear scrubs to work, so I don't have to constantly buy new clothes and shoes and all that stuff. I haven't been coloring my hair. It was originally to save money, and then I wanted to see how long I could go without coloring my hair and see if I could grow all of my hair out. My goal would be to get rid of all of the like bleach blonde that's left in it, which there's not a ton, and then to grow it out long enough to chop it off to maybe like a little bit below my shoulders, and donate like my own virgin hair that hasn't been colored, donate it to Not Locks of Love because they're terrible. One of the other places you can donate hair to, I would love to do that. And then after that, with like my shoulder length hair, which would be completely different for me because I've had really long hair for a long time, then I'll just get some highlights in it or something, do something fun with it and color it again. But I don't mind it. It kind of looks grayish in this video, but it's not so bad when it's down. It's not so terrible, but people are like, well, why don't you want to color your hair? It's like, I don't want to, I'm fine with it, so I don't want to color it to please someone else. So it's just, you know, and I'm not only saving money, but I want to prove that I can grow my hair out completely, and I might end up just like, when I get close, just like chopping off the blonde and being like, sweet, all natural hair, you know, and then going from there and growing it out. But I really don't have a lot of hair. My hair is very thin and fine. I don't even know that they would want my hair, but I feel like they'd want any hair that they can get, especially if it's not colored. So anyway, there's that. What else?